Okay, so this is just a continuation of the last video. In this one, I'm going to talk about well, let me just demo this again real quickly. I'm just going to add a few of these items to my bag, and I'm going to check out. Seems to be hanging here. Okay, and okay, so here, well, let's talk about moving from Form 2 to Form 3. If I do a continue here, I'm going to enter my credit card number, and it's saying $75 has been charged to your account. That $75 was passed in from Form 2 into this third form here. So let's talk about that. Also, I'll point out that when I exit the application from this button on the third form, the whole application shuts down, which is fine, but that's key to closing down an application the right way. So we'll talk about that as well. So basically, I'm in the bag form, that middle form here, and let me go to the continue button. Here I'm just launching the pay form. This is the third form, or Form 3 we'll call it. And I'm passing, I've overloaded that constructor. I'll show you that in a moment. But I'm passing the total, the shopper's total, into that constructor in the third form. I'm showing the form. And then I can close this one. You only have to be careful about closing when you're talking about the first form, the main form or startup form. I said when you close that one down, the whole application shuts down. So that one is special, and you probably want to just hide it rather than close it. Now this one, any successive form, Form 2, Form 3, whatever, that's fine. You can close those up. It's not a big deal. So let me go to the pay form here. And I have the, up here, okay, so I'm at the class level. This is an older application, so we have some garbage designer code here. But basically at the class level, here it is, I have a decimal. It's a static, I'll talk about the static in a moment, but this is a decimal to basically have the total, the user's total, which is going to be passed in from the previous form, from the FRM bag. So here I've overloaded that constructor to receive a decimal. Once it's through the door, I copy it into that class level variable, and then I'm home free. I can refer to it from any one of these event handlers. And if I want to go back and edit the bag, all I have to do is summon that bag form by creating a new instance of it, showing it, just like you would launch a little about form or something like that. You know how to launch a form by now. Again, not a big deal to close down this form, because he's not the startup form, so I wouldn't shut down the whole application by closing that. It's not a problem. Now, what I want to do is talk about, oh, you know what, before I talk about static data, this is important. This form, this last form, has an exit button, and that means the shopper wants to exit and end the program. And so the way I've ended the program here is application.exit. This is important. If you were to do a this.close, it would close this form, but Form 1, which is still in memory but hidden, because you can't shut him down, you'll shut down the whole application. So we hid him in the beginning, if you remember that. If you do a this.close right here, that form is going to stay in memory. The application is still running in memory, unbeknown to the user, who doesn't see anything on the screen. So application.exit will shut everything down and unload all the forms, including that startup form, which is hidden in memory. So that's important. Remember that detail. Okay, so I want to talk about static data real quickly, and I'm going to the bag here. I'm just going to remove this static qualifier. Oh no, not that one. It's the one above it. This one. This is for the cart copy. So we have the user's bag or what they want to buy in the second form here, and we're able to show them what they're planning to buy. So I've removed the static from that particular variable declaration. So I'm going to run this. Okay, and I'm just going to add a few things to the bag. Okay, just a couple of items. I'm going to check out. Everything's fine, right? And I'm going to continue, and oh, whoops, I changed my mind. I want to edit the bag and buy something else. Okay, look at this. This is what happens when you don't have static data in a form that you're closing. Let me explain. All right, I'm going to minute, I want to close this properly. Oh, this is not what I want. Okay, I'm going to exit that and shut everything down with the application.exit. Okay, so basically, when you, okay, I'm in FRM bag, that middle form. That was where the problem happened, right? Where we lost our cart, lost our purchases. Here, when I hit the continue to go to the pay form, I'm launching the pay form and I'm closing this current form, FRM bag. And when you close a form, it is wiped from memory, and everything with it, all of its variables, all of its data is also wiped from memory. So what happens is I go, so the card is lost. It's basically lost. And then when I go to the pay form and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I changed my mind, I want to edit, then we're launching a brand new instance of that bag, you know, completely clean and no cart, nothing, because it was wiped. We're starting with a blank slate. Now, the way around that is to make that data static, that cart data static. Let me put that back in there, because then the cart stays in memory. When it's static, think of static cling, sticks to your pants. Static data sticks in memory, and it's retained in memory. Okay, so we can destroy the form and recreate it, but that static data is going to persist. So I think that's it for this video, and hopefully that'll explain a lot about sharing data between forms.